Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Manufacturing Mavericks. We're really excited today to have Zach Himes, sales engineer for Allied Machine and Engineering, an industry-leading tooling company, here today to talk to you about Allied, how they can support your manufacturing efforts, and tips and tricks on what to do with tooling when it's time to invest. So, Zach, I'm going to hand the mic over to you. Why don't you introduce yourself and start telling us a little bit about Allied?
Yeah, Shae, good to be here. I've worked for Allied now for over a year. Great company to work for. Absolutely love it. If you don't know a lot about Allied, we kind of got into the hole making industry by accident. We started off in World War II making bearings for the war effort. Eventually got into spade drilling, which is kind of what we're known for. But we do have a lot more product knowledge and products that people don't really realize. We do specialize in hole making, hole finishing, drilling, boring, reaming, thread milling. We have support all throughout the United States and all over the world.
All right, that's awesome. And I know you guys have a bunch of different locations. I've only been to the one in Dover, Ohio. And for those of you listening, if you are anywhere near Dover, your next stop needs to be to Allied's plant in Dover. It's absolutely just first class in there from the second that you walk in through the machine shop. Top-notch technology that you see in there. So how many different locations do you guys have across the U.S., tech centers, and then I know you have international facilities as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So our headquarters is based in Dover, Ohio. We have two facilities in Dover. We have one facility in Xenia, Ohio. We have one in Evans, Georgia. We also have one in Frickenhausen, Germany. We have one in England, one in New Delhi, India.
Covered them all.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're all just as impressive as the headquarters in Dover. So, let's move forward and talk about Allied's full product line. I know you guys provide a lot of different solutions, tooling solutions to the industry, custom solutions, all types of things. So let's just break down those and start there.
Yeah. So, Allied started out as a spade drilling company. It's kind of what we're known for. But over the last, 20, 30 years, we've really expanded our product line. We've acquired Wallhopter, which is a boring system. We have a ton of different types of drills to fit the customer's needs. Whether that's our TA Pro, our XT Pro, you're really getting into application specific. We have so many different things that we can offer. And like you mentioned, we specialize in making specials. So if you have a weird hole, different types of forms, we can make a tool to help create that in the least amount of steps as possible.
And with the picking out the tooling and figuring out what types of tooling that you need, what's kind of a checklist when you guys initially approach a customer approaches you and says, I need some tooling for X machine? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, really it comes down to knowledge and kind of what they're comfortable with, right? Yeah, there's things that we have to look for, such as coolant pressure, different variables like machine types, like I said, personal preference and that comfort level. But then also we have to look at how many parts are you doing? Where are you gonna get the best cost when it comes to what tool you're buying? So obviously there's a lot of things, speed, the versatility of the tool life. There's so many different variables that we have to look at to give you the best tool for the job.
And when it comes to Allied's kind of mission statement and ways that you guys set yourself apart, kind of jumping around here, what is something that you guys have a real competitive advantage in the market?
I think that our biggest strength is definitely our support. We have guys like me all over the country, all over the world, to come into your shop, help you look at your application and decide what the best tool is for the job. Kind of our mission statement, or what we call our vision statement, is that we want to make a difference. And we want to provide practical and dependable solutions for our customers.
That's great. I think that is definitely something that from a machine shop and a job shop standpoint, people want that support. They want to be able to feel a personal connection with the person that they are putting trust in to fill their machine up with tools to help them be able to make the parts that they need and reach the production levels that they need to make. So in terms of tooling, um, let's talk about the different, so we talked about the different types of tools that you guys have, kind of the process when Allied gets approached. What are things that a customer should be considering when picking out their tooling?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, kind of what you're comfortable with, what you're looking for. What's the end goal, right? What's your end goal? Is it tool life? Is it speed? Is it versatility? That really all comes down to what the customer needs. Another great thing that Allied does offer, if you guys are really interested in Allied's products, we offer these things called TESs, Technical Education Seminars. We'll actually bring you in to our facility in Dover, give you a tour, give you knowledge on our products, and kind of show you how they work in our lab. So it's a really good 3-day experience. Highly recommend anybody just to kind of come out and learn and kind of see the atmosphere that Allied provides.
When a customer approaches you guys, do you ever hear any like tooling misconceptions or things that they think, oh, I need a boring tool for this, or I need, where you're like, maybe not, or let's try this, or oh, we've heard that, but this is really what you should be considering?
Yeah, so it's kind of a tricky question, right? Because again, it all varies based on your application. Sometimes people are like, well, I need to leave 1 thou on my stock allowance for a finish bore. Yeah, kinda, not really. We have different equations that we figure out for what's the best stock allowance for boring. So that's a common misconception. Another one is, torque curves on a machine. So you have different torque curves based on how fast your spindle's going. Some people don't really realize that the torque curve actually plays a very important role, especially when you get into bigger diameter drilling. The higher you take your RPM, but if you take it too high, you don't have as much force. So there's a fine line that every machine does have. Another one is, the customer might say, hey, I got 1,000 PSI coolant. Okay. But when the holes in your through coolant tool gets so big, flow is a little bit more important than pressure is. So sometimes people are like, oh, I have 1,000 PSI, I have no problem. But when you get to a bigger hole in your tool, they might only have 300 PSI.
Okay, and I know you did mention tooling diameters. So how small, what is Allied's smallest drill to the largest? What types of sizing of tooling can you guys provide?
Yeah, so when it comes to our drilling, just specifically, we can go roughly down to 3 millimeters, which is in our solid carbide line. And then we can go all the way up to, I think it's like a little over 7 inches with a big spade drill. So it's really, really a large area that we can cover with just drilling. And then that's not even talking about our boring line. So with our wall hopper line, you can bore down to 16 thou, all the way up to 10.5 feet.
10.5 feet?
Yep.
I mean, I know that exists, but like trying to imagine a tool that large is...
It's pretty impressive. We have a picture on our website with Frank Wellhopter holding the smallest tool and then standing next to the biggest tool. So
I need to find that picture so we can throw it up on the screen here, because that is impressive. What types of shops do you guys see putting in those 10.5 foot diameter, utilizing those?
Yeah, so really with that, you're looking at the bearing surfaces for like a wind turbine. So think something really big, something that when you look at it in day-to-day life, it doesn't look that big until you stand next to it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Wind turbine definitely be one of them. So I was looking on Allied's website under your case studies, and I was kind of researching up on those, studying up on, how good you guys really are in your space. And one thing I wanted you to touch on was when a customer comes to you with a problem saying, I'm having trouble with my tooling. I need to cut out cycle time. I need a better finish. I need this, I need that. What does that process look like? How are you guys able to help a customer, reduce cost per cut and all the things that you guys are good at?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it comes down to getting the tool life and getting the, really the end goal. Like you said, do you want to increase or you want to decrease your cost per hole? We have worksheets that if you give us your, speed and feed to your run, and that we give you the machine, how many parts, we can give you what it's going to cost you per hole, based on what tool you select. So we have those actually on our website, and then guys like me or our application team can put those together for you, so you can show a cost savings.
And just general interest, just because I don't know, what makes a tool cost less per hole? Like
Yeah, I mean,
how does that
real,
work?
sure. So getting more holes, getting more parts done in a less amount of time, without having to take your tool out of the machine, without indexing your machine, without throwing away carbide. All of those things play a factor into the cost. So when someone takes in a quote from a customer and they're like, hey, I need X amount of machine time, I need I need this amount of material, I need to go this fast. Okay, so let's determine how fast you need to go based on how expensive you want your part to be.
And then you would match a tool from there. So it's almost like take the application, like you were saying, see all the requirements that they have, and then you guys provide a solution through your product line to say this tool could get you X, or you could do this tool, and you'll give them options that way on, like you said, how much they want to spend on the part.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, very good. So one thing you did touch on earlier was your guys' TES program, and there is a lot of information. If anyone listening is new to Allied, there's tons of really great information on their website. They have virtual tours of their facility. They have case studies. Their whole product line is on there. Their catalog, their story, where they came from. But one thing a lot of customers of the HEH group talk about is the support from Allied. Your guys' training, having customers in, and really rolling out the red carpet for your customers and your partners. So outside of TES, or maybe you can go into a little bit more about TES, what types of facilities do you guys have to support that training, and what other training do you guys provide for your customers?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's online. Sometimes we do live on YouTube. We have a bunch of YouTube videos at Allied Machine. Allied actually has a whole training facility in their main headquarters, in their 3rd Street facility. So when they bring in guys like me, new guys, they take them in there and they give them the whole ins and outs of our tools. And when you come to TES, you get to actually experience a little bit less in depth, because there's just so much that they're throwing at you in 3 days. But it is really, really good knowledge. The people there are great. The application engineers, the lab supervisors, they're going to make sure that your experience is really, really good when you're in the lab. And they're going to teach you the ins and outs of our tools, what's good chip form, and things like that.
That's all really great. One thing that I do kind of want to go back on that I did not touch on when we talked about the different types of things that Allied can do and support a customer in terms of tooling is turnkeys. I know that is one thing that you guys specialize in and you're really good at. So can you take us through that process and help a listener understand what a tooling turnkey looks like from start to finish?
Yeah. So if you're an end user or a customer that's looking to buy a new machine, specifically for one job, or you're looking to buy a new machine from Mazak or Okuma or whoever it might be, we can partner with the OEMs, and we can put together a tooling package for you. So we can you can send us your part, and we'll look at every single whole application on there, and what kind of finishes you need, what kind of tolerances you guys need, and we'll put together the best tooling package for you. That we can partner with our OEMs and our machine tool distributors. We can give you a discount. on some of those tools because it's like a partnership, right? You're going to buy our tools, and we're going to support you through those. We're going to help you run them. We'll help you get them set up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have supported the HEH group and our distributors, Mach and Eichele and Craftsman Saunders. We have a partnership that way where you guys have worked with us on many projects on helping our customers with tooling and trying to cut cost per hole for them and all kinds of things. So we appreciate the partnership with Allied as well.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Zach, last thing, where can we find Allied? On your website, yes, but events, trade shows, what are you guys doing for the rest of the year? And then do you have anything next year that you guys are looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this year, coming down to the end of the year, there's some really big events going on. We have Fab Tech in Chicago, Illinois, September 11th through the 14th. We have EMO, which is in Hanover, Germany, kind of the headquarters, Germany, where our wall hopper line is. That's September 18th to the 23rd in Hanover, Germany. South Tech in Greenville, South Carolina, October 24th to the 26th. Kind of staying in that October realm. The Mazak Discovery event is in Florence, Kentucky. So if you're around Florence, Kentucky, October 9th to the 13th, we'll have live demos, specialists. We'll have our tools running on Mazak machines. Come out, check it out. And then lastly, the one I want to mention is we have West Tech in Long Beach, California, November 7th through the 9th. And then obviously everybody is excited for IMTS next year.
Yeah, IMTS is going to be here before we know it. You guys are all over the place here the last half of the year. That's awesome. Well, for those of you guys who don't know, Allied's IMTS booth, I experienced for myself the first time in, 2022. And Jamie, their marketing woman, and Becky were telling us, oh, we have the coolest booth. No question, no question. And we saw some pretty cool booths. We were going around, and we're like, all right, we can't wait to see what Allied, has in stores. So we went to the hall, and we turned the corner, and boom, there was this sports bar. The details were incredible. The beer bottles with the tooling names on them. And you guys just really go above and beyond for customer experience. And it shows not only in your events, but in the way that you guys partner with customers. So that is really cool. But yeah, keep an eye out for them, their trade shows, and especially visit them at IMTS next year. And will you be at Mazak Discover?
I will not, but we will have some of our local Kentucky guys down there.
Okay, very good. All right, Zach, well, thanks so much for joining us on Manufacturing Mavericks. I will leave Zach and Allied information in the description. If you have any questions, get in touch with Zach, get in touch with your team, and see what ways they can help you drill holes more efficiently. Thanks, Zach, and we hope to see you soon.
Thanks, Shae.